Washington's clear-thinking headquarters. The Morning Majority, 5 to 9 on 630 WMAL.
7:37 on the Morning Majority. Pretty good day for the Redskins. We have Trevor Matich with us from Comcast Sportsnet, ESPN, former Redskin, and this Redskins report is presented to you by Fork Union Military Academy. How's it going, Trevor?
Awesome, Mary Catherine. How about you?
Good, good. So, Brian Wilson's feeling pretty good about his 10-game win
prediction. That's right.
He's feeling a little better.
I'm very happy this morning.
Rex Grossman looking pretty good. How much did the Redskins win versus the Giants losing that game?
You know, it was a little bit of both. I mean, the Giants' offense was pretty much intact, and the Redskins' defense did a really good job. And you look at the Redskins' offense, though, it's mixed, in my opinion, because the Giants were missing 4 starters, including their middle linebacker, a cornerback, and their 2 best pass rushers. And even so, the Redskins' offense struggled at times mightily, especially in pass protection. So, you know, there were good things and there were not so good things.
You had to say, though, Rex Grossman, you give him credit for at least staying in there, because he got popped several times and was able to still make throws, and 305 yards, even if it's a beat-up Giants defense, is still 305 yards in the NFL. That's
right, and he did do a very good job, showed a lot of courage, and was smart with the football, and that's what I think is the most important thing. He didn't always make the spectacular play that was there to be made, but he made the small plays that were there to be made. And that was key in what he did. And what really impresses me is the strength of his gums. I thought his teeth were going to be all out over the field. He got hit so many times, so hard, and was so slow getting up. But I tell you, when you're an offensive lineman and you see your quarterback drag himself off the ground after getting hit in the mouth by a guy you were supposed to block, it inspires you, and it inspires the entire team. I can't speak enough about Grossman's courage yesterday.
But you have rather high marks for the defense, though. You thought they played pretty well?
They did, especially the defensive newcomers. The defensive newcomers, Brian, were fantastic.
Wow, that's great.
You look at Stephen Bowen, for example, a new defensive lineman, had a big sack. Barry Cofield at nose guard, new guy, had a big game, not statistically, but in jamming up the middle against the Giants' run. And if you look at the draft choices, you've got the first-round draft choice, Ryan Kerrigan, who batted a ball into the air, intercepted it, ran it back for a touchdown. Then you have the Redskins' final draft choice, Chris Neal from West Virginia, a nose tackle, get 2 sacks in backup duty. I mean, the newcomers that they brought in the draft and in free agency made a massive contribution yesterday.
I thought the turning point of the game was when the Redskins had the lead 21-14, and they sacked Grossman, and he fumbled the ball, and they returned it back to the 30, that the defense held. They didn't allow the Giants to get a first down, and then there was the blocked field goal, which was, you know, it looked like the Giants were ready to take the momentum back, but the defense held them, and then the blocked field goal was huge.
That was a huge moment, and momentum in football games can roll in avalanches sometimes, and it seemed like the Giants had the momentum. They had been moving the ball. They had that big sack and fumble of Grossman to get the ball back, and then it was 3 and out, and then a blocked field goal, and what could have been a shift in the game, the shift in the game, turned out to be nothing. The Redskins went back on the field on offense and went back to work, and that's so different from last year, when you just expected teams to push the defense around, because they did push the defense around, and the Giants especially. Redskins did a good job against a very good offense.
And Fred Davis, I mean, a couple of years ago, I looked at him and said, looks out of shape, does not look athletic to me whatsoever, and now he's quick, he's agile, he gets open, he makes plays. I mean, I have to say that Fred Davis, to me, looks more dynamic than Chris Cooley now.
Well, absolutely. And the thing about Cooley was never particularly shifty or fast. What he was smart, just so smart. Fast enough, shifty enough. Didn't have any practice during the preseason, had a bad knee, and really probably shouldn't have played in this game. I think he was more of a decoy than anything else. But I think the light came on for Fred Davis when he looked at the other 2 guys drafted in the second round of his draft, receivers Devin Thomas and Malcolm Kelly. And he saw them struggling to make the team. And he realized, you know, just because I'm a high draft choice doesn't mean I have a ticket here. I have to do something about this. And when that light came on, he really, really came on in his preparation and in his practice time. And the catches that he made yesterday weren't typical run-of-the-mill catches.
Yeah.
He had to jump high in the air to get a couple of them. He ran over some guys in running after the catch. Fred Davis was a revelation yesterday.
Now that we're past the preseason and now we're into the real regular season and we've seen them tested on the field of battle and you've had a chance to assess them once again anew, are you sticking with 8-8?
I'm sticking with 8-8, although Brian, you might be right, because now the way it looks now after this one game, they will not only win the Super Bowl, they will also win the World Series and the FIFA World Cup soccer.
Awesome.
Well, let me just say the only thing that you were right about is that I may be right.
Yeah, well, you may be right. I tell you, it's very encouraging, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
I am worried, though, Brian, about the offensive line. The Giants did bring up numbers in the box to overpower with just force of numbers the running game. So it's not all the offensive line's fault that the running game didn't go very well yesterday.
Yeah.
But there were times when they just missed blocks. And in pass protection, there were times when they just got beat one-on-one, a lot of times. And so I'm concerned about that offensive line coming together. Now, the first game at game speed, okay, we'll give them a mulligan on that one. But do keep in mind that the Giants did not have their two best defensive linemen. They got beat by 3 and 4.
I'm just going to give you one last chance to change your this is it. This is the last time.
No, I'm going with 8-8.
8-8.
The
expert says 8-8.
Flexible.
You're locked in now.
All right, Trev, good talking to you. We'll do it again next week.
All right, guys.